Well, hello, Vedrana. Thank you so much for being here and for taking the time to do this interview with us. It is an honor to meet you and to have the chance to talk more about this wonderful documentary that has touched us in so many ways. You are the director of Bigger Than Trauma, which is a film that we had the chance to analyze within a class of human rights in contemporary documentary filmmaking. And as students from a master's degree at ELTE University, we are very, very happy to dive deeper into the experience of building this project.
Thank you so much.
Just to clarify, my name is Maria, and this is my classmate, Sarah, and we are together in the analysis of your project.
Nice to meet you, girls, and I cannot wait to talk to you.
Great. Sarah, would you like to say anything, or should we just go ahead with the questions?
Just wanted to mention the name of our class is Human Rights in Contemporary Documentaries, and it is a class of a very diverse group of students. For example, I am from Hungary, Maria is from South America, and we have students from all over the world. So it's a very diverse community where we can discuss these films selected from Versio's program in depth.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm really honored to talk to you girls.
Well, it's an honor for us too. So, first question, how did you come in contact with this trauma processing initiative, and what made you pursue the goal of making a documentary to tell its story?
Mm-hmm. So, I wanted to give the voice to the women, you know. The rape is something that it happens all the time, all over the world, not only in wars, but everywhere, you know, in every occasion. And I was wondering, when you have that kind of trauma, which is activated and raped for months, and they were afterwards there was no organized help for them, and that really destroyed their lives and their families. They developed many illness, many cancer. It affected their children, their husbands and mothers. And since I am in society which had the war, we had Second World War, First World War, and then this war for Croatian independence, it really affected our society. And when I started to film this film, I wanted to give what they happened to them, and I wanted to give the voice to the women and to hear their story. And I heard for this program, which is really amazing, unconventional healing program, and I started, Mirta Puchlovsky and me started to go there. But filming this, we realized that it's actually, this is not the topic of rape. It's a topic of human rights, but human rights for healing, you know, to be healthy. In my opinion, we did some universal film, which talks about getting out of the trauma. That's the reason why the name of the film is Bigger Than Trauma, because today our protagonists are bigger than their trauma. So this unconventional program showed me and to them that in all of us, there is a healthy part. And if we have a really good support, this healthy part can heal the rest. And so the rape and the context of war is just context, it's beginning. But if this program can work on this kind of trauma, which was untouched for 25 years and really destroyed their lives in one moment, imagine what can we do with this healing process for all of us, for all the world actually, for traumas that are like usual. I mean, we all live in really chaotic time of the world, and there's so much trauma, and it's transgenerational thing, because if you are traumatized and you don't heal, it goes to the next generation. So if we can help these women with this program, imagine what this program can do for all of us. So the starting point was to give the voice to the women. But during these 5 years that we did film, we realized that there is a much bigger, point that we want to share. It's point that we all have a right to be healed, that mental illness should be destigmatized. And if we are traumatized and somebody put on us diagnosed that we are on PTSD, that we have PTSD, can we go out of that box and start to feel joy of life again? Our protagonist showed that it's possible. And I think it's a universal message.
Vedrana, my follow-up question to this, for these 5 long years, you have been closely observing a therapeutic process, which is one of the most intimate and still the most rigorously regulated platform for human interaction like ever. How has this experience changed you as a filmmaker?
That is really hard question, because it's hard to talk about inner change. And that inner change is really hard to show on the film. Mirta and me was wondering, can we show it? They are working on themselves, it's inner change. How can we show the inner change? So it's really difficult questions for me, but yes, it changed me in a way that I didn't believe that it's possible. So in this moment, I'm not that control freak that I was. I believe in power of life, of living more. I have so much more trust in general. And I opened up my horizons, because this unconventional program was strange for me also. We are always used to these psychology treatments, psychiatry treatments. And something that happens there, we were also, you cannot be like just observer in this kind of film. You notice that very well. So both Mirta and me, we were kind of participants also. Yes, we were filming, but sometimes we helped with these exercises. And also it's a state of trance that we are all in this room, which this happens. And it really affects us in so many ways. So I would say I'm much more trusty. I'm not that control freak, and I believe in power, in miracle of life much more.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for these answers. Our next question is, the film portrays an unexpected level of intimacy and vulnerability that illustrates the creation of a safe space. How did you build this trust and chose whose stories would be shown to build the storyline? And did you have to modify any items of this dramaturgical construction during post-production?
Mm-hmm. So we started to film, and we wrote a scenario actually for all the 6 ladies who were at this group. But during the filming, somehow these 4, we knew that these 4 should like take out the film. They're all very different in characters, and they the therapy works in different way of every of them. And it was kind of natural, you know, it just happened. The filming showed us that. How we did build trust. So there are a couple of moments. First, we had a very big help from the therapist, because Mirta actually is, she finished School of Systematic Structural Constellations, which is one of the techniques that it's used in the film. So therapists knew for Mirta, and they believed that Mirta won't bring into this intimate space someone who doesn't understand it or doesn't have feelings for this. Second was our approach, Mirta is me and me. We were very gentle. We let them time. We leave them lots of time to gain this trust. And we decided not to disturb the process of healing in any case. So how do you do that? You don't, first, you don't bring a lot of equipment inside. So we only filmed with 2 cameras. One was from the hand with a DOP, and one was fixed. I did the recording on the sound. And it was only 3 of us. We didn't have lights. We didn't have sound engineer. So it was only 3 of us inside the room. Second thing was that we said to them, you know, girls, when you don't want to be filmed, we will stop filming. For example, our protagonist said that she didn't want to film her personal conversations with the psychologist. And we said, okay. We said nothing what you don't want to be filmed won't be filmed. Maybe film would be better with it, maybe it wouldn't. But that's what we decided at the end. We won't disturb the process in any way. So, of course, we had agreement with them that they will see the film first when it's finished. If they want to change something, they can. But luckily, they loved it. Nobody changed anything. And all of this made this atmosphere of trust, because it's always, when you talk about relations with your protagonist, usually you think they have to give trust to you, but also us, Mirta and me as authors, we should give the trust to them for first, that this process will work on them, that this healing process will be with the good results. Second was that they won't like stop filming it in a moment. We had to also give lots of trust to them. And that all actually resulted with the film that both protagonists and the crew of the film and me personally are really proud of. I cannot talk short. Did you notice that?
Please do go.
We love it. Yeah, please, please don't.
These insights are very, very valuable for us to understand the movie deeply. My next question would be about the very dramatic and singular recollections of the actual rape, torture, and enslavement episodes within these main characters' lives. How did you decide, Vedrana, where to position these recollections within the women's respective storylines and within the representation of the whole therapeutic process? Because it differed in each of the cases of the women presented.
So we didn't want to make this, first we want to show them as heroes, heroines, not as victims. So we didn't want to put testimonies in this film. We didn't want to ask them, tell me what happened, who did what to you. We didn't want to make pathetic film. We didn't want to make film that will look a lot documentaries about these horrible things in the past, which is war or some other horrible thing. Because, you know, when someone who survived something like that and go to this program 25 years after and do that for themselves and do that in front of all the world, I mean, that's a real hero. It's not a victim, you know. And we didn't want to make this pathetic film and emphasize the trauma. And this program also doesn't work that way. It's not taking the trauma. It's like from this moment, you start to rebuild your resources that you have inside of you, you know. And also, we were trying to think how our protagonists see things that it's happening to them during this healing process. So, so that was kind of idea. We put one testimony at the beginning just to give the context, but during the film, you know, you feel this hardness of trauma, but it's not necessary to say this one did this one did that. So he, you know, and that was our goal. So from one dark place, they are starting to go to this light, and the idea was that film should be very if audience understand this scale of emotions, then it will become universal, not with recollecting past. So I don't know, did I answer your question? Okay.
Yes, thank you. This leads me to the next one. You describe very much an autonomous stance to your participants, amount of control that you allow them over their own stories and narratives that they want to present about themselves. Could you talk a little bit about your ethical concerns and dilemmas when establishing the boundaries between you and their stories, and you and the therapeutic process you've already talked about, but these stories, when they come to light for a wider community, this would have repercussions on those telling these stories about themselves, I presume. Could you tell us a little bit about your relationship to this aspect?
Yeah, I was concerned mostly, will they get this acceptance from the public, you know, and what kind of comments will it be? You know, I felt really, really huge responsibility. And also, I mean, the stories I heard that are not in the film was very hard for me personally as a woman, you know. So at first I was so careful around them. I was so gentle, you know, trying not to hurt any part of their soul. And I really had this huge responsibility how this film will look at the end. Will they like it? How the audience will accept it? The media, because it's a really unspoken war crime here in Croatia. You know, this war crime is always put under the rug. And so at the beginning, I was crying a lot and really because of their destinies and everything. But in the film. In one moment, I realized, no, this has such a power. That I'm witnessing, this moment of inner change, it is so powerful that actually it's pure beauty. There is no reason for this kind of carefulness and this crying over their destinies, because it turned out to be something beautiful. And that beauty, you know, just like it was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed with the beauty, and they rebuilt their relationship as a group, as friends. But the most important thing to be observing how they start to love themselves again. So they made really connection with themselves, each one of them. That was like, I don't know. It is so special. Sometimes I think I cannot make any film after this film. What can I film next? I don't know. Maybe some comedy. I don't know. But yeah, so it was an ethical dilemma in one moment, but I realized that I'm completely wrong. That I'm worried about the stuff that I shouldn't be worried. And we were together for 3 years filming. After 6 months, they were happy to film, they were like, it was so normal that we are there in that room with them, and that we are coming to their houses. It was so normal. We are still in contact, they are coming with us for the premieres. And so, yeah.
Thank you so much for these answers and for sharing about this experience. And to follow up on that, how do you feel, and your team, how do you feel about the reception that the film has had until this point? And did you have any expectations regarding the reactions of international audiences or people who don't necessarily have contextual knowledge about the Balkan Wars?
Yeah, I am. We are all like overwhelmed. So this film already have 9 awards. Between others, Heart of Syria for Human Rights, and 3 audience awards, which is the best award, in my opinion. And for the international audience, I understood that we made this universal story about healing process. And if you have this kind of character or maybe a soul, it's a universal story. It doesn't matter from where you are. So everywhere where we show this film, we actually had really good comments from the audience and really understanding. But what do we have a problem is, as much as we talk about healing process and we are talking about the film, that it's not film about rape. Word rape and the idea of rape is so devastated for the people that men and women usually don't want to deal with this, and they're expecting really hard film, where they will cry at the end, and it's really hard for us to get the audience. And when they come and when they watch the film, they say like they feel some kind of, they release a lot of how do you say it in English? Like a lot of baggage that it's on our back, and they are kind of in trance with them. So we've hoped that this film will be accepted as it is. But you never know until that happens. And now when it is, I mean, it's overwhelming experience. So we are very grateful. We are very grateful. But sometimes Mirta and me says that the life itself wanted this film to be made, because we were in so many moments during the filming and during the editing that it was so hard to continue. I don't know, it was a problem with the money or a problem with discussing a scene. We didn't want how to make it or something like that. But every time when we go to the dead end, you know, something happened that allowed us to continue. So sometimes we have this line, we say, oh, life wanted this film to be made, and it happened.
Continuing on this topic a little, how do you expect Croatian and post-Yugoslavian societies to respond to this film's taboo-breaking openness on this topic of wartime rape within their own home countries?
So we already showed it in 3 countries. So in Croatia, we get a lot of awards and a lot of support by media and by the audience. But we have no political reaction at all. At all. Which is horrible, because you saw that this film doesn't have financing anymore. And nobody picks it up like, okay, we want to do this for the people. I think this program should be human rights, you know. And so we showed it in Bosnia, also the same, very well accepted by media and audience. And even jury gave us the really beautiful prize. I mean, award for human rights in Sarajevo Film Festival. Heart of Sarajevo is really great. And here, now we are here on the Free Zone Film Festival in Belgrade, Serbia. We had our premiere yesterday, and it was also a wonderful experience because people were congratulating. They said, thank you for this film, you know. They were really ready to face that situation. And also we get interviews. For example, we were guests in primetime news at One Television. So, you know, we get a lot of support. First, our protagonist, and the healing process has lots of support, but establishment, like politics, no, they would like this to disappear, but it won't disappear. We will talk about it, and we will try to make impact with this film as much as we can.
Thanks a lot for these remarks on the political importance of this action and of art in this case. Our next question is, from your perspective, what could be helpful for Croatian or even European society to continue to acknowledge wartime sexual violence and foster more initiatives like I Am Much More Than My Trauma? Do you think the funding difficulties of the program can improve?
No, I have no idea. I hope this program will continue. I don't know really how, but I hope so. But what we need in general, in my opinion, I'm not like expert, but this is my opinion as a person who witnessed this and who, as a woman, we should all work, societies should work on destigmatizing trauma, you know, because we talk like, it's normal to talk about, I don't know, you have problems in your stomach or you have cancer, you know, it's like normal to say that, you know, I'm sick. But if you have like mental problem, usually you get stigmatized. Oh, this person is crazy, you know. And we should all work on destigmatizing trauma, and also we should, I don't know how, but we should try to make this a human right. These programs should be human rights, because Indians believe that what you do and carry is passed on 7 generations. So this is not a trauma that one lady, it's her child. This child, if he has a child or she, that's the next generation who is also carrying this trauma. Let's start to heal ourselves. Come on, people. I mean, what is the other solution? To destroy all the world, all humanity. I mean, let's try to heal ourselves. With this unconventional program should be in, like, it shouldn't be unconventional. I mean, if it gives real result, why don't we pick it up like health system? Like, let's all try to heal ourselves and not to transfer this trauma to next 7 generations. So I know it's a bit idealistic maybe to say something like that, but I'm sure that is solution for better humanity. We should all start to think about this, you know.
Thanks for this response. And yeah, needless to say, we definitely agree with this reflection. And I think, at least personally, that your film is a huge contribution to move towards that. And that's something that really sparked the conversation between the ones who were able to watch it and discuss it. So I really hope that this extends as much as possible to all the audiences that can be reached.
Thank you so much. It's really lovely to talk with these beautiful 2 girls who have who understood film in this way. I'm really, really honored. Thank you.
Thank you. See you, Vedran.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's
great.
it.
Oh yeah, I was.
Cool.
I know.
Yeah, I thought that Sarah had a final. I was gonna ask Sarah if she had any final comments. Or...
Sorry, I just, because Sarah said see you, I
It was good. It was good.
Okay.
Obviously, I would have had many more questions, and you started to bring up topics that we didn't discuss much. This taboo of mental health care, especially for middle-aged women, especially from these rural communities. So yeah. many more aspects that we could.
Yeah, excellent. You know what? I don't want to keep you long, but I'll tell you something. So we cannot, like, wherever we go to USA to some festivals, no one will take us, and the comments are, oh, we don't want to watch old women. We don't like subtitles. They talk too much. They were like silent for 25 years, and now you are telling me that they are talking too much and they are old for you because you like everybody young. So Me Too movement are all, of course, actors, beautiful women. So yeah, this is so there is so injustice, they're not justice, but nah. You know what I mean, girl. So if you ever want to start have more conversation, I would be really happy to talk to you, girls. And thank you so much for this wonderful interview. And I'm so sorry that I cannot be with you. I would love to come to your festival, but.
Okay. Thank you for being present in this way. It's truly an honor and a beautiful opportunity